So where we left off on the old video is getting the rear lights wired in to this terminal, so let's get it on. Right, we need to do under the floor first, and I have some tape somewhere which is just double-sided Gorilla tape, nothing special. Right, that will go the same way as that one, in exactly the same place as it is on the other side. With the exception of that being present on this side. So that is that. Right, I need to where's my ones open wider? Right, so that's all there. That can stick to the inside of the chassis frame there, and I will cut that there. Cut off the shield, find the bare trace wire, don't need that. Got to push that down and then my tweezers that's in. Right, my little plan. So yellow left indicator is 13, so that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So yellow is, let me just write those down because I'm going to get myself a little bit confused. Put in brackets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll just put a circle around those so I know. I'm going to put this on a spreadsheet for future reference. Right, so turn signal left goes in 5. And green is right indicator, which is number 6. Bit of oasis on out there now. Right, what is pink? Pink is reverse lights, which is number 10. Oh, that would be terminal number 2. Número 2. Número 2. Número 2. Okay, bright lights is black, which is number 9, which is at the terminal number 1. I might have to strip those back a little bit more, it's getting a little bit tight. Just take a little bit more off there. Got it in it and stay in there. Right, that's in. What's the next one? Number 1 is black stoplights. I'll go from this end. So 16 is the tower lights. That goes in number 8. Haven't got them in yet. Green is, so that's 5 and 6 is left and right. So it's a good job I've written these down, or I'd be way lost. Green is 6, and I do find if it is the wrong way around, I just push these in and swap 5 and 6 around for left and right. So that's in, that's in. What is pink? Pink is reverse lights, so that will be number 2. That's in. Black is reverse brake lights, sorry. That goes in terminal 1. And what is orange? That is side lights. Right. So I'm going to put that in and switch that on in the Bayer system. So I'm going to put in there 11, 9, 10, 11. That's going to be rear side lights, 6 volt. Just so I know where I'm going and where I've been. At the moment, number 3 isn't used at the moment, but I'll switch that on. So that's the rear lights, all wired in, as simple as that. Now I did say I'm going to put main spot bars 6V. So that I'm going to take these out and that one. So I've got number 4 on main beam. So I need to take that one out of there, whilst leaving that one in. So I'm hoping that this black wire will have enough to go over here to, what did I say I was having? Main beam spot bars number 4, and there is enough room. And then the roof bar spotlights are also going in there as well, so I can run, that's in there, so I can run these main beam slightly higher than those. So that has turned out quite well. You'll not see any of this once the dashboard's over it and the floor is over it. That one could do with being a little bit tidier. That's a positive. That's that. That's side lights, that's 3, that's 3. So I've got 1, 2, 3 lights. So 1, 2, 3 lights. And I've got them all in the same one for some reason. So I'm going to share them out between them. I'll have to have a look at the bay system before I do that. So that is that. I wonder if that'll come round that post. I don't want to make these wires too tight, but they're fitting around there quite snugly. Oh yes, that one's also gone round there. And I think we're going to be asking too much for that one, so we shall just leave it at that. So that's what these standoffs are for. They're for wrapping cables round so you can tidy them up. You know, you spool them around like rope. That's cool. Right, I'll pull the motor wires up so I don't forget that they need connecting. I'll have to check on that. Move that one. That one can get shortened quite a lot. So that's in there. What's that one for? That'll be for one of these. These need turning up, but we are good to go. I think I need some zero ohm shunts, and we've got 1, 2, 3, so 1, 2 and 3 with shunts, zero ohm resistor, so that's 1, 2 and 3. One, 2 and 3. Turn signals 5 and 6 I need. Where are they? I don't know where I've put them. What have I got over there? Some of them. I put them somewhere and I lost them. Here, look. So terminals 1, 2, 3 and 4 are all 6 volt, and I've put a 0 ohm shunt in there. The indicators, which are 3 volt, I've put in a 320 in positions 5 and 6. 7 is blank, and a 0 ohm shunt in number 8 for the tower lights, which is blank in here because obviously the tower isn't fitted yet, so that'll come in and go on there. So we're looking good up to now, and the floor will fit. Push that back a little bit. Perfect. That is perfect. Put a couple of screws in that, and Robert's your mother's brother. Cool. Enjoying that up to now. Right, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get the computer and plug these in. Should I do that? I suppose I should, shouldn't I? Let's get rid of this. I've just got rid of a load of wiring and I just... Right, what are we doing? Because this geezer is going on there, and then the receiver, look at the state of them. That's really going to need trimming down. Mind you, I've done some, I made some. So I've got plenty of motor wire. So here's where we're at, where I've decided. The cab is going to sit on the front, obviously, and then all of these are getting poked down through the cab. So that fits on very, very perfect. I'm going to screw that head unit, head cap, roof cap in, and then I'm going to fit the receiver and that can go. So I've already wired the cab lights in. That's the speaker wire which is getting in my way. I've got one for the beacons, one for the what an install. Right, change of plan. I have ordered, because the SFR1 doesn't have a flat base, I've ordered a tray from it from Model Lighting Solutions. So I'm going to mount it on this. So the bunch of the wire, the mess of wires is going to be behind the seat, so you're not going to see it when you look straight in. And it's starting to do me head in a little bit. So I've put in an XTC, an XT60, should I say, not XTC, XT60 on the motor. So when the time comes, that's just a push fit connector, and that is going to sit in there like that. The wires are going to get tidied up around the side, but until that comes, it's going to be a mess, an absolute mess. But hopefully I'm not going to strangle the driver, all the excess wires, and I think while I'm waiting, because according to Model Lighting Solutions, Adam is away until the 22nd, which is Monday. So that'll come Monday. In the meantime, I am going to shorten the beacon wires, definitely shortening the beacon wires, because that is ridiculously long. And I'm going to make a 3-into-1. 3-into-1. Now I'm not wiring them in together, because if one of the beacons is out of phase, you can unplug one and then plug it back in. So those three, get rid of those 2 Y leads, shorten those right up, because the SFR is going between the seats, and then the receiver will go just at the back of the cab, just there. I'm going to have to make an extension. I've got an extension for that. I haven't got an extension for that. I've only got male to male. I need a male to female, and I've only got male to female. Oh, I've got a male to female. I thought I'd made a load of Y leads. Such challenges. So I can route that from the front of the cab for the wigwags to the back of the cab. Wigwags are, roof beacons is channel 7, and that is channel 8. So that can be a little bit more manageable. Fantastic. Right, I'm going to stop there and I'm going to continue when I have the SFR1 holder. Right, a couple of weeks down the line, I ordered this. It came very quickly from Model Lighting Solutions, a guy called Adam Farlow. Have a search for him on Facebook, he's there. This is the Bayer SFR1 holder, which fits very snugly in there, allowing it to stick on the base of the floor. So that's going to get there. So that's going to go there between the seats, and I shall disguise that and tuck it in neatly. Where are we? There we are. So yeah, I want to get that in, get the speaker cable wired in. I've got a couple of straggly ends for the spotlights at the front. The wig wags are filled in, so I need to extend that a little bit, because by the time I've put this on, I'm not going to be able to get it in. So that was a little bit of error on my part, not putting enough wire on there. Oh well, never mind. Let me get all these in. So the cab is ready to go down, and before the cab goes down, I have to get the heavy tower to the back and feed those wires for the lights through the floor. I think I'm going to bring it up through the floor, so it's all going to be like balancing one with the heavy pack. Try and support that up somehow and get the lights in here for the heavy pack, and then that needs just to be tilted down, and hopefully it's going to be a bit of a juggling act, but I'm hoping I'm going to be successful. I might have to extend the wires on the heavy pack, which is over here. Got these three coming through. This is the switch and the volume and the upload data cable. They're going to go through the hole in the back of the cab, and these are going to come up through the floor for the lights. And what I've done in here is I've made a bracket here for the volume knob and the power on-off switch, and for want of a better word, that's going to be the OBD port. So yeah, that's in there in one side. The battery is going to come up through here and accessible through there, and I'm going to make it so the battery cover goes on quite easily. So yeah, that's gonna so let me get the floor in, the spotlights on the front of that, let's get that wired in and put the floor in, fix the SFR1 in, ready for the whole thing to be put together. Now I have lost a dashboard with steering wheel. Where's that gone? Can't see the dashboard. before. Gosh, not even there's always a little piece. Where's that one? Not behind there. I'll put it up somewhere out of the way. Oh well, I'll find it. Right, I think I'm ready to put the floor in. Now I've got all this kind of, got the connectors on there, got the ID for the power because they're the same plug, and I'll put some JSTs on there for the lights on the back, because that's going up through the floor. And then over here I've put the other end of the JST, so I can unplug that at will, and the same with the spotlights. Let's get up and in. So the front spotlights under the grille are here, and they will plug into here. Now what I've found is there's an awful lot of positives, because everything has to go in, all the positives have to go in 9 and 10 and 9 and 10, and there's a lot of wires. So if you imagine every wire that's in 1 to 8, it's the same amount of cables that have to go into 2, which is 9 and 10. So what I've done is just down here I've put in a terminal block which just has, it should have a positive and negative, but what I've done is I've put both in a positive, and all 4 of these terminals are positive, so I've now doubled the amount. Well, not, I've added, rather than just having 2, I've got 6 positive outlets now from this AKLW8 or whatever it's called. Put a JST on there for the speaker, and yeah, I was looking for the dashboard and it's actually in there. I forgot I'd put it in. So now all I've got to do is fit the floor, and then I can trim this down and the other ribbon down, and we are good to go. So that needs to go back there, that needs to go back there, and then I can fit the floor. And before I go too far, I'm going to put in a seat belt on. I think I'm going to have to revisit the interior, because it is looking a bit messy, and I just want to get it up and running for now, and then when it's all up and running and it's doing what it's supposed to do, then it will have the final touches to it. So I think I can screw that down there, making sure I don't trap any wires on these fixing posts. That's in and on. That can go stick to there. Right, that is everything plugged in. Get that. I might have to just put that on a block of wood because the wire's not long enough. Let's get a test fit on here. I know all the wires aren't in the right place. I've got this bloody head the wrong side. of the wire. Right, balance that precariously on there. Now let's see if it works. Turn on the power, crank that up to, I'm going to put it up to 8 volts, 7.99, and let's see what it does. Right, I need to change that over onto 8x4. No, cancel. 8x4. Right, the moment of truth. Let me have a swig of Copperberg cider. Right. This is going to go one of two ways. It's either going to work or it's not. And I know I've wound up, I've not checked the settings. Shall I check them? No. Right, here we go. Oh, volume on the stick. Right, the lights aren't working because I haven't plugged them in yet. Oh, the wheels going round. The axles. Yes, they are. Working. Beacons. Beacons working. Sick over. I am liking that, which is my. That's off. Right. Let me plug in the diagnostics and we'll see if the lights work. Cool. Right, I'm going to plug in the computer and see what all my light settings are at and see if I've got them all in the right order, so I'll be right back. Cool. Right. Got all my light settings in, which over here I've put main beam headlights on outputs 12, and I've really pulled them back, and because output 12 is the light bars at the top, because they are like 5 to 6 volts. These and these and the main beam headlights, the 6, they can take a bit of hammer because they are two 1-watt cob LEDs which can be driven quite hard. So I've got everything on the Bayer. Don't know if you can really see that, Christ. I've got everything kind of drawn down to 50%, just bringing them all down, and then I can bring them up a percentage in steps rather than blowing the crap out of it. So the only thing I've changed on that from the last one is I've put the high beam on. So outputs 15 and 16. 16 is tower lights, which I think is just a light output. Or have I done that as output 11? Let's turn it on. Right, 8 volt. Turn the radio on. It's either going to have light come out of it or smoke come out of it. Let's see. Switch on. Right, I can see my brake lights are on, so right, let me turn the sound off. And let's see what the lights do. So, it's the same as the Tamiya MFC 03. This should be headlight flash. Oh yes. I'm enjoying that. So what I've done is I've put the headlights, the main beam on, 2 outputs. I've got them on output 4 and 12. 12 is running the circuit boards, which is 5.5 to 6 volt. So I don't want to overdrive them because these headlights have got the cob LEDs in and they can take a hell of a lot more stick. So hazard should come on when reversing. And then bending lights come on when indicating. Haven't got the steer servos plugged in yet, not got any of the servos plugged in. The transmission and the steering servo, just got to plug those in. So I've got hazard lights on that stick, tap right 100% for number 8, which is no, hang on. Hold left for fog lights. That's hold left for fogs. There we go. And tap left for lights. And hold left 50% for lights 1 and 2. Which I don't know what they are. I'll have to trace them back. Short left is main beam, and that's on and off. Tap right for the tower lights, which are there. And off. Volume up. Turn the fog lights off. Now when I reverse, the fog lights come on. I'm not happy with those. Bending lights can go up to 64%, so they might be a bit brighter. So we can update the project data on the computer, and that should be that. So these now should be brighter because I've altered the settings from 50 to 64. Turn that down and turning. That's a little brighter on that fog light, so I'm going to jack that up to another 15%, 64, 70, 80%, and that one also. Turn the volume down on the physical switch so it doesn't default to loud. And that's updating. Transfer complete. So that's driving forward. Let me just feel the hubs. That is driving forward. Brake. Headlights. Yes. Turning lights. And then when I reverse, all that comes on is the hazards, and the bending lights don't come on. So for headlights, that's them. I can have that, hold them on. That's that one. And if I hold my hand up here, oops, knocking the camera over at the same time, and if I tap right, those all come on. And if I can just have a look, yeah, the side markers are on. I'm not going to spin it around because it's on stands and everything's balanced, so I'm going to get the floor back in, get all the wiring tidied up, get the cab and the heavy haul pack on, and then you know, we can at least start. Yeah, it's been a long struggle, and I'm so happy that it's working out. So I'm going to leave it here, and in the next video this is all going to be screwed together, because this has got to go in, that's got to go in, and then that's got to go in at the same time as this, because all this wiring here, and I'm going to have to plug in for whatever and then finish it off. You know what I mean. I'm just tired. I'm just tired, and I've got a contract to sign, so I've had enough. And I shall see you in the next instalment, which won't be too long, because this is getting done tomorrow.